All right, so we're checking out the Totem Volcano 2.0. This is a electric mountain bike in the budget class. Comes around $600 or $700. And if I miss any of the specs here, I'll put them on the screen. So I'll be on the lookout for some of those captions. This bike does not fold. It has a adjustable seat height there, and you can remove the front wheel. Pretty typical tire tread here for a mountain bike, 27.5 inches. And the power rating on the motor here is 1,000 watts. And it does have a range of 30 to 50 miles. The battery is in the frame here, kind of well hidden, 477 watt hours on the frame. We've got 21 speed Shimano system here, so a 3-speed derailleur here in the front, and then a 7-gear derailleur in the back. I got a rear fender here and a small one in the front. Small reflector and headlight here in the front. There is a rear reflector that's supposed to go in the seat post, but I have not installed that. Handlebar, pretty basic, very basic grips here. Half twist throttle. Got your rear derailleur shifter here, and then the front derailleur shifter over here. Got a small display, very hard to read in the sunlight, so I'm going to read off the speeds here as I see them during the speed test, but fairly flat handlebar here in the front. Pretty standard wire management. It's pretty normal. And then the brakes here are mechanical disc brakes, 180 millimeter rotors, and that is the branding rep light. They work okay, not too bad. There is a key here for the battery. You can remove it and charge it outside the bike if you want to. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is a front fork suspension here with a lockout and adjustment, and about 35 millimeters of travel. And then there's no other suspension elements on this bike. And the bike overall weighs about 48 pounds, I believe. In terms of the build quality, frame construction, pretty nice. Kind of a powder coated black and blue trim here. There's another version that's black and orange. Some matte finish on the paint. The welds are pretty nice for the price range, as you can see here. They're definitely visible. They could have been sanded down some more, but it seems to be okay for this price range. Anyway, let's go ahead and give this a quick speed test, and I'll talk about my conclusions at the end of the video. All right, so we'll start off in pedal assist level 1. And the motor kicks in right away, and if you're in a low gear, you're going to be freewheeling pretty much right away. And it's like a little over 9 miles an hour in level 1. The buttons for plus and minus are underneath the display right here. So we'll hit the level 2 here. And now we're up to about 11.7, 11.8. Around 11.8, 11.9 miles per hour. All right, let's go to level 3. And yes, this is a cadence sensor. I wouldn't expect anything less in a budget class bike. Torque sensors do cost quite a bit more, a few $100s more typically. And we're in level 3, cruising nicely here at about 14.5 miles per hour. All right, so level 4 now. All right, all the way up to 17.1 miles per hour. Level 4. All right, hit level 5 here. Should give us max power now. And I think we're gonna hit the max speed, which is gonna be 20 miles an hour on this bike. It's speed limited, I believe. 21, never mind. 21 point, okay, so I guess it's not speed limited. On the product page for this bike, it says its max speed is 20 miles an hour. Apparently not in pedal assist level, maybe in throttle only. Let's go down this street here. And I'll gear all the way up. So 21, definitely ghost pedaling. 21.4, yeah, that's the max, so a little over 20. But I could tell it is, it does seem to be somewhat limited. I mean, it could go a little bit faster, I think. All right, so now let's try the throttle test. So the thing is, when on this bike, when I tested it earlier off camera, if you turn the throttle when the bike is stationary, it does not work. Only works if the bike is moving. And I think there's a certain speed where it'll allow you to use the throttle. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's somewhere around 3 or 4 miles per hour, perhaps as much as 5 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and turn around here and we'll try the throttle only test. Let me just go ahead and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. We'll come to a complete stop. So when my speed is at 0, I turn the throttle, nothing's happening. So go down to level 1, and we're gonna have to pedal a little bit, get that motor kicked on, and then you can twist the throttle. So once you've once you've started pedaling and the motor is kicked on, and you're around 3 miles an hour, then you can twist the throttle. So I'm in level 1 here, giving it full throttle, no pedaling. I believe it's just going to give you full power. Yep, 20.9, 21.1, 21.3. Yeah, it's the same amount of power that I got when I was pedaling in level 5, but it doesn't matter what pedal assist level you're on. As long as the motor is running, you're getting the max speed, which is on this bike, 21.3 miles per hour. All right, so do a little quick cruise around the neighborhood here while I talk about the bike. So I've ridden it quite a bit off camera already. I think for the most part, the bike overall is fine. No real complaints about it at this price point, but I think I would personally swap the seat out for something a little more comfortable. I typically don't ride mountain bikes. I don't do mountain biking. Obviously, this seat's probably totally appropriate for mountain biking. I wouldn't really know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the seat in terms of how it compares to other mountain bikes out there. Probably most people won't care too much about the suspension because they'll be on the pedals mostly. That's my understanding is how mountain biking works. When you're on the rough terrain, you're obviously the front fork suspension is there for your arms, but then you're on the pedals most of the time and using your legs to absorb the shocks from the dirt road that you're on. But overall, build quality, construction is fine. In terms of the shipment and assembly, came typical, lots of zip ties and foam. You do have to put the front wheel on and the fenders and the headlight, install the seat, of course. Pretty typical stuff, nothing really unusual to talk about in terms of the build. I believe there's probably a build video on the product page as well. Something I noticed that is if you are mostly pedaling this bike, the gearing for the motor could be improved. Not sure how to exactly accomplish that, but just as an example here, I'm in level 1 and going about 9.5 miles an hour, and I'm at the highest gear 7, and I'm almost freewheeling. Not quite, like I'm actually putting in effort here. The cadence sensor is just backing off a little bit, but as soon as I go into a higher pedal assist level, I'm going into level 2. Right away, I'm freewheeling, and then I would have to use the gear all the way up to the bigger gear in the front to do that. So the cadence sensor tuning could be improved slightly. Now in terms of just using it on throttle only, you can just twist the throttle partially and get partial power instead of full power. So I have it twisted just a little bit here, and I can maintain a slower speed if I don't want to go the full 21 miles an hour. I'm pulling it just partially and getting about 13 miles an hour. So if that's something that you would like to do, you have... Anyway, I kind of consider this just like a general mountain bike with a little bit of battery and motor support. Obviously, you have a pretty wide range there of 30 to 50 miles of range, but it's pretty much a mountain bike with electric assist. So if you're looking for something like that to help you in your mountain biking adventures, check out the link in the description. That'll do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.